So, technical difficulties. This is the first time that that has happened. Well, no, this ain't the first time we didn't have technical difficulties, but it's the first time that my camera just went out. And I think, in a nutshell, we got a lot of good information to the people. I'm really excited about next week and what next week's show is going to bring. I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for supporting. We're going to get through this. I promise you, we are going to get through this. And thank you for supporting She Speaks Live. Thank you for supporting our effort to get information to the people. It was a couple questions that I wanted to get to. I just gave my co-host the night off because we've been having technical difficulties from jump. But I want to go back to our original live, and if it's there, is it on Facebook? Is the live there? I don't know. Okay, I was gonna try to answer some questions. I can't answer any questions because they're no longer there. But I love you guys. I'm live, babe. I love you guys. I want our people to flourish and to thrive. And I have this idea, right? So I want to share this because I didn't get a chance to share this on the live. So I have this idea, and I want you guys to help me figure out whether or not um, well, I guess you can't help me figure out whether or not anything, but I want you to give me your opinion and your feedback on it. So, my thoughts about helping to prevent provocateurs and anarchists and, supremacists and all these people who are infiltrating our protest. And even though I'm not on the street, I consider these our protests. But my idea for resolving that is, how at Essence you get those wristbands, right? Well, if you've been to Essence or any concert, Coachella, any concert, you're going to have a wristband that's going to identify you as a person who has paid your money and is supposed to be in that concert. So hear me out, hear me out. I know it seems a little far fetched, but imagine if we had some sort of identifiable wristbands that you leave on the entire time while you protesting, just like if it was a weekend festival and they have the little electronic scanner so that at least while you're protesting with whatever your group is, the first thing I feel like we need in these protests is an organizer. We need leadership. It's so important. Leadership is paramount in the protest. And we got a little distracted because of all the technical difficulties, but Christine was going to give us some really great information about protests and why they should continue. But Shanine and I, we all agree we need some kind of leadership and direction. So once you have leadership and direction in a protest, those leaders, be it Black Lives Matter, be it any other group, Mothers Against Racism and Corrupt Cops, whatever it is, if there was some sort of identifiable bracelet or some sort of identifiable tag that you could have, and I feel like bracelets are safest because they could snatch some stuff off your neck, and have that be sort of your hey, I'm a peaceful protester moment. Or once you are arrested, God forbid, I shouldn't have said once you are, if you are arrested, God forbid, you will at least have that wristband that will identify you as a peaceful protester. So I think that it could be a dope idea. If somebody thinks that it's goofy and it's corny, please tell me. But I think a wristband of sorts that would give us something that can identify peaceful protesters, so that if you are Christy Teigen or anybody who's willing to pay bail for protesters, you know that you are paying for protesters that deserve to get out of jail, and you can leave them other raggedy in jail, right? So my biggest issue with allowing with celebrities saying stuff like, "Hey, I'll bail you out of jail. I got 200,000 on it. We got lawyers. We got this and that." My biggest issue there is we want to make sure that we're letting the right people out of jail. Period. If they do get arrested, some of them deserve to be there. The other part of it is, I said this at the beginning of our broadcast. Anybody that I've had a difference of opinion with in social media about this, I want you to know that I understand your pain. I understand your outrage. I too am angry. I too am frustrated. I can't stand this shit and I want to beat someone's girl. I feel like that too. Just because I'm trying to be, hold it together and be poised and nonviolent does not mean that I'm still a Detroit girl. I'm still a Detroit versus everybody. I'm a Detroit girl. I got a quick tongue and I'm smart and I'm big. So if I wanted to break some shit up, I could. But I choose not to have that response, because I believe that the most important thing we can do in times of turmoil, in times of stress and pain and outrage, is to go inward, to be more proactive than we are reactive, because being reactive is going to lead to tanks in the streets, you guys, and they're already there. And that's all I'm saying. And none of us knows the right things to say, right? None of us can say, hey, this is what it is, or this is how you should feel, or this is what it should be. So I think it's important for us to come together and to organize and to figure out what we can do as a collective. I also want to say this too, and thank you to the people who came back and are continuing to watch. I really appreciate y'all, because I didn't do my closing, and this is what it is. But to all of the celebrities that are encouraging people to go out into the streets, not necessarily that you're encouraging people to go out in the streets, but by saying that you're going to cover their costs of their bail, it kind of says, hey, listen, you good, I got you. Go do what you got to do. I got you when you come back, or we get you out. Please consider putting those resources towards education, information, um, protection, identifying a leader, identifying some way to identify, be it a bracelet or whatever it is, peaceful protesters. So you're not letting animals out of cages, right? Because there's some animals out there causing problems that deserve to be in jail. Um, you don't have the right to get out there and kill peaceful protesters. You don't have the right to get out there and disrupt peaceful protest. And you really don't have the right to represent the pain of Black people, because you don't know shit about what we've been going through. Another thing I want to add, I know I didn't add a lot of shit, right? Is people are, oh, you're just a celebrity and you celebrity such and such. Let me give y'all a little bit of information, and these are facts. When I was in the 7th grade at Brooks Junior High School in Detroit, I wrote a play. I'm sorry, I wrote a poem. It was Black History Month, and I wrote a poem called Strolling in the Wrong Direction. I was in the 7th grade. And anybody who went to school with me will probably remember this poem, because they posted it in the school. I've said it at every assembly, you know. And it was about racism. It was strolling in the wrong. As I was strolling through Dearborn one bright and sunny day, two mean looking white boys came running my way. One stepped out and said without fear, "Ooh, you Black and you don't belong here." I said unto him like any Black person would, "You right, I'm Black, but this is a free neighborhood." Now, I don't know if you know this man, but because of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., this is a free land. Now, you can run on back to your mother and your father, but just you remember, this is one Black person you ain't gonna bother. I was 12 when I wrote that. So for those of you out there telling me that just because I sang a song, that I don't have the right to be an artist and reflect the times, you can kiss my whole ass, because this is the work that I've been doing since I got here. Music is just the other shit I do. Activism, fighting for my people. If you love me, say it, do it, show it, prove it. I'm not giving up. Like a phoenix, you arise. I am all about us moving forward in a positive direction. Another thing I want to say, I know I said I was going to say a lot, and I'm on here just talking because I'm passionate about it, and I'm looking to my right, and I'm seeing this protesting, and I just want people to know there is another way. That's something we didn't get into. There is another way. There is another way. I don't know the answers. I can't give you the logistics. I can't give you the specifics, but there is another way, and that way, in my opinion, is number one, to vote, right? And I know I got two, so the other one I sent. This is the application for the absentee ballot, as Christine just clarified for me. To vote, and also economic protest. Economic protest. I have said this before, I will say this again. There's a group of women from Detroit called the Detroit Housewives League, right? Now, before the Housewives on Bravo, we had real housewives in real life, um, doing a lot of positive, great things to help the community. And I posted about it, so you can go onto my Instagram page and see more of the detail. But the Housewives League of Detroit was an organization created by Fannie Peck. Roosevelt, Eleanor Roosevelt had something to do with it as well. And it was a group of women of color who came together and decided that because Black people were not being treated well in Detroit, in Black Bottom specifically, we did they didn't give us products that we needed. They did not allow us to shop in certain stores. Just all out racism. It was the 1930s that Black women came to get these Black women came together and they created the Detroit Housewives League, and they made so much change. They created, very similar to what happened in Tulsa, they created their own businesses, their own dentists, their own movie theater, and of course, uh, things happened and things changed after they had evolved, or I'm sorry, created all that amazing um, progress. But the fact is, they did it. It's possible. It was effective, and it worked for some time, just like Tulsa worked for some time. So people who say, oh, well, look at what happened at Tulsa, they burned it down. Look at what happened with Black Bottom, they burned it down. It happens. They burn it down and we rebuild it. We are overcomers. We can rebuild some shit. After all, they gave us pigs' feet, pig ears, intestines, and all kinds of what they thought was garbage on the slave ships. And we turned it into soul food. We are good. We are great at making the best of a bad situation. I know this is far more extreme than anything any of us has individually gone through. God bless George Floyd and his family. But anytime we're facing adversity, anytime we're in a situation where it's just like we can't take it, I'm ready to just give up, we learn valuable lessons. We figure out how to do it better. We figure out how to do it different. So I am begging you, I'm begging you, please consider before you go out and decide that you're going to protest in the streets in a violent way. Please consider that there are other options. There are other things we can do. There are other ways that we can improve our situation. I don't know what those things are. I'm going to have Christine back, and I'm so excited. Stephanie Rollins Blake, oh, former mayor of Baltimore. Oh my God. I'm so excited that she is actually going to be on the show one day this week. So she can help us talk through this, but we're going to start talking through solutions. Like I said, the revolution is being televised, so the solutions, the quest for solutions, um, the desire for solutions, whatever we talk through should be televised too, right? This is just a little show from my little former singing ass online that not a whole lot of people watch. But if I can reach one person, two people, three people, 10 people, and prevent them from going out into the streets and rioting because they are angry, then I'm doing my job, right? I wish there was a place where we could go 24/7 and get this kind of news and information, and I'm working on it. I'm praying about it and I'm actively pursuing it. But I want you to know that there is another way. And voting and economic protest and us coming together, creating a think tank of sorts, is a great start. Um, I never would have thought that I would ever feel myself saying this, but I was talking to a friend of mine, our road manager, Portia. Shout out to Portia, who I think is going to be on the show this week as well. And I was just, and my spirit has been really focused on change and what I can do outside of just being an artist to help implement change. And Portia's talking about what she's that girl gonna be the first, well, one black female president. I don't know. Anyway, um, I've been thinking, and I'm gonna keep thinking, and I'm gonna keep praying. And for those of you who say, "Oh, prayers ain't," honey, let me tell you, you better quit playing with God, because the one thing that's gonna change all of this is God and love, and God is love. So I love y'all, and when I say that, I mean that. I love y'all because that is what God wants me to do. Damn what man is talking about. God wants me to love my people. This is not the time for us to be feuding with each other. This is not the time for us to have animosity towards each other. This is the time for us to love each other and lift each other and care about each other. And to my sister Shakana, I feel you. I know what you were saying. I'm not getting caught up behind words. And I got my Gucci scarf on tonight, representing for the whole big Gucci fiasco, debacle that happened over there at the Jasmine brand. Y'all want to see it? Go look. It's interesting. It's a lot. Um, but I feel you, sister, and I applaud you because the other part of it is, and it's, let me see here because I put these in the notes, y'all. I got to say this. I put these in the notes because this was a question that came from somebody, and I had to say it. Would we like to see more positive position taken by our higher ups in black celebrity? And are we okay with endorsing reckless reaction? I get it. We are mad as fuck. And it's late, so I'm cussing. Y'all should be grown. We're angry. We deserve better. And we are going to get changed. We just don't have to die for it. We don't have to burn shit for it. And here's a perspective that's probably gonna get me ate up. Then I'm gonna hurry up and get off of here because I can hear my husband now. Like, you're talking too much, you're going too long. This show's supposed to be about your guests, but now you done took over. But anyway, the perspective I have on the violence and throwing things at police officers and burning up police cars and jumping on police officers and punching police officers is this: they are human beings first. And every one of those cops that you're fighting with and dragging through the dirt and burning up their cars, they all have families, mothers, fathers, children, wives, people that love them very much that they want to get home to as well. And those cops, while obviously because of what's happening in America, we know that there's a larger percentage of corrupt, rotten ass cops than there needs to be, and that's what we're working on. But not every cop is bad. Not every cop wants to kill black people. There are cops out there who want to protect and serve because they took the vow and they take it seriously. There are cops out there who feel probably equally as angry as we do. Imagine being a black police officer who saw that brother get murdered and you're totally opposed to it and you have to go to work every single day and police your people because shit is getting out of hand. I'm not defending the behavior of rotten, dirty cops that deserve to be put in jail for life for murder. I'm not defending them. I'm speaking up for cops that we don't have to worry about being killed in the streets by. There's some of them out there too. And I'm speaking up for black businesses. It's hard to get your business going. It's hard to get your business going. And the more black businesses that thrive, the more opportunity it creates. Do you understand if a black business is successful and they can pay back their SBA loans and they can build equity in the community, that positions you and our kids to be seen as a more valuable asset to bankers and people who give us loans. That gets us out of subprime lending, that gets us out of situations and circumstances that we don't deserve to be in because these businesses are successful and they're thriving. If these businesses that have been destroyed by COVID, some of them, and now destroyed by the pandemic of racism, others, if they can't make it, we going all the way back to square one. And that's some shit we don't want to be in. Period. Yeah, we've been rioting for 400 years. We've been protesting for 400 years. Like the post I made, Malcolm X was by any means necessary, and Martin Luther King was nonviolence, but the goal was the same. And as black people, we got to come together. We got to come together. We got to come together. We cannot fight each other. We cannot be fighting each other and trying to fight them at the same time because we don't have the resources or the spirit to do that. We just can't. So anybody I pissed off with my post about stay your ass home, I'm sorry. I love you. But stay your ass home. And any celebrity out there, let me say this. Let me say this. I'm trying not to go too long. I'm trying to keep it up 20 minutes. Chrissy Teigen. Sister, I don't know you. We've never met. I love your husband. I love y'all's family unit. It's absolutely adorable. I don't want you to take offense. And you probably like, bitch, who are you? You know who I am. But no, I don't. I don't want you to feel as though I'm attacking you. I just, in that moment, in that emotion, I needed to express that. Yeah, you can pay $100,000 in bail money. You pay $200,000 in bail money. You can pay $500,000 in bail money. But why do we have to bail people out? Right? And I know because people are protesting and people are going for it, but instead, can we encourage them? Can we take $200,000 and put it towards figuring out a solution? Put it towards identifying. I would rather see $200,000 go to some young college student or grad student or some young person who is really pushing forward in politics and trying to make great things happen. There's so many things that we could use that kind of money for in our community that is proactive, is effective, voters rally, whatever it is that we can do. There's so many other things we can use that money for. And the other risk is you don't know who you're bailing out of jail. I'm telling y'all, my wristband. Shaun King, telling you, Black Lives Matter needs some wristbands. Black Lives Matter needs some wristbands. So when the rioting starts, I'm with Black Lives Matter. Doot, doot, here go my wristband. Okay, let's bail that person out. I think it's great celebrities are bailing protesters out. But I would like to see more celebrities encourage protesters to stay home and be safe, especially since they're so young. And like Christine said, we need them. We gonna need them. So I know I promised y'all Angela Stanton, Christine Beatty, and Shanita Foster, and you got Shanita and Christine for a minute. And I apologize that this couldn't have been a smoother episode, but you know, it is what it is. So shout out to Rhonda Wilkins and Ryan Glover and anybody whose business was destroyed in Atlanta or Detroit or anywhere else, and to all of the protesters, be safe. Know who you run beside. Know who is for you and who is for anarchy. And there's some people out there that are for anarchy. And we need to regroup so we know what it is. And to all of the good cops, all of the ones that are not angry with us because we are black, all of the ones that want to see justice served because you don't agree with the murder of George Floyd, thank you. Thank you. Right? I know cops that are good cops. So thank you. And I'm sorry that it feels like the whole world hates all of you right now, but this is just par for the course. And at some point, when the smoke clears and this bastard who killed George Floyd is under the jail, and we can go after the other ones, I think that we will restore our faith in your ability to protect and to serve us. But I ask that you be patient with us. I ask that you be understanding that these kids and their mamas and daddies that are black are angry and hurt and have a right to be. And I'm going to continue to encourage us to find other ways. So play this conversation I had with my grandson. Some of you may have already had it. I know it seems a little bit dramatic, but it's some real shit because he is a little brown boy. And who knows where this is going to end up. And I know that this is affecting young kids because my girlfriend who has a son that's the same age had a racist encounter with a police officer at 5. So I'm not gonna put their business in the street because they're handling that. But yes, I know someone that I'm very close to who experienced that. So that is why I chose to have this conversation with my grandson. And I want you to take a look. And then I got something special to share with y'all before I get out of here. All right. Sometimes people won't like you just because your skin is brown. Sometimes just because your skin is browner than Ryan's when you grow up, sometimes people won't like you. Okay. But you have to love yourself anyway. And the reason why they don't like you is because you are a king. Why you looking goofy? They don't like you because you're a king. And they're jealous of kings.
Why?
Why are they jealous of kings? Why are you doing that to your teeth? Why are they jealous of kings? I don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out. Because kings are awesome.
Yeah.
So I just want to have this record of this conversation, as hard as it is. I will always love you. And sometimes they might not like Nana because of the color of her skin, because she's brown.
Like I am.
I'm brown like you, but we're beautiful, ain't we?
Mm.
We are beautiful, and we are smart, and we are amazing, right? So even if somebody doesn't like you because of the color of your skin, guess what?
What?
You're still great.
Yeah.
And I still love you. And mommy loves you. And daddy loves you. And Pa loves you. Okay?
Okay.
I don't even know how I had this conversation or why I had this conversation, but I guess this is just a conversation that we just have to have. You think everybody should be mean to everybody? What do you think?
Nice.
You think everybody should be nice? So everybody should just be nice to everybody?
Yeah.
You think your color of your skin should matter whether people treat you nice or not?
I guess.
You guess. So you would want people to treat you mean just because your skin is brown?
No.
Do you think people who are light should be treated mean because their skin is light?
No.
Do you think people who are yellow should be treated mean because their skin is yellow? You just shouldn't treat people mean, right?
Right.
Listen. I love that kid so much. I love that kid so much. I thought it was important to share that because unfortunately the world that we are living in is could potentially require that those are the conversations we have to start arming our 5-year-old grandkids with. And that's crazy. So thank you, Debbie Corbin. Shout out to my girl, Debbie Corbin. What's up, Leslie Taylor? Hey, Staffy. Hey, Chris Bowden. And Chris Bowden, you're absolutely right. I'm going to say on Target. Target is one of the few retailers that allows minority businesses to sell products in their stores. The Honey Pot, my girl Courtney Adelea at Main Choice. I don't know if my sister at Miel is in Target or not, but you know, there's so many things that are impacted when you start going and burning shit down. So let's talk about it. Let's figure out who the leaders are. Let's figure out, more important than figuring out who they are, let's figure out a way to create more leaders, right? Because that Maya Beatty, Christine, I'm putting your child out on Front Street. She, with that mama she got, and both of them, I'm sorry, Lauren and Maya, them girls are going to be powerful. And my focus and my spirit is in building and lifting and empowering them so they can look out for my grandson. And they can look out for me when I'm an old lady. Women like them, young people like my nephew Patrick, we have to empower our youth. We have to guide them. We got to protect them. And we got to make this world better for them. So I'm going to stop rambling because I'm rambling. I'm going to play out some music and then we're going to get out of here. I want y'all to hear this song. You guys have probably heard it, but I'm going to play it again because the shit is so hot. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Unreleased Brown Stuff. I'm Not Her.
Stones in my house tonight. We know everything's gonna be alright, babe. Ooh, I'm not her. like you're kissing. About the way she used to hold you in her arms. Then you say that you love me in just the same minute. How it was love right from the beginning. I'm tired of hearing about the way things used to be. I'm not her, she ain't me. Oh, then go on, try to be try.
All right, y'all. Woo! I had to play that jam. Shout out. I just saw my YouTube just came up. Pamela Price. Shout out to my sister Pamela Price from Balm of Gilead. Everything you said, Pamela. Yes, yes, yup, yes, and all of that. Absolutely. I love y'all. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna get off of this live, and I love you. And I hope that as we continue these conversations, I'm going to have more of these conversations because they're important, especially through all of this rioting and whatnot. And I hope we can come up with a solution, right? I'm here. I'm here. Call your girl because I'm here. Good night. This is Nikki Gilbert Daniels, and you are watching She Speaks Live.